an awesome name, the Lord your God. Then the Lord will bring upon you, your and your descendants, extraordinary plagues, great and prolonged plagues, and serious and prolonged sicknesses. Moreover, he will bring back on you all the diseases Egypt of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. You can imagine that this is what the Jewish God, Jehovah, was telling the Jews. And this is what happened. He actually told them he's going to put this on them if they don't observe the laws, these laws that we have read in 10 Commandments and all that. The laws that he has given them is a lot. And it's not an easy thing. It's not a joke for God to tell them that. That's what I was thinking, that why would God say that to the Jews? Or why would he say that to anybody? Why would God say that? Now, why am I saying that God will say that to people, a human being that he created? Unless the word creation means something else. Because somebody, for instance, I can adapt somebody. It may not necessarily be my child, but I can groom that person in a way. I can also say I've created him to become a physician. And maybe that's solely in the sense that my guidance, I taught him what he knew. I made it. It's like your master who teach you to succeed him. If I am a physician, I teach you to become a physician. Created you to become a physician. You, what you are, I made you who you are. In that sense of creation. That is not a physical creation we are talking about. We are talking about physical creation. Jehovah points in the Bible says he is the physical creation. He created you, the physical human being, the mechanism that you are, the dynamism that you are, whichever unique person that you may be, your ears, your nose, he carved you. He created you. He put your teeth in there. He put your tongue in there. He formed you. He created you in a sense for you to function the way you function. So it's similar to the example I gave you of creating somebody to give him an occupation. So somehow that person may be a person there, but his true identity as a physician is also a character, a living character of him that really had taken over or supersedes in so many ways his identity as well. You can say a physician, yeah, that is his ID, that is character. That's another form of creation. Somebody created you to be that, or you went to an institution and you were created out of that. You were created to become a physician. The human being go through those channels to become something. So God, in every sense, Jehovah proved here was that kind of God. So he is a source. He has created a source by which the second stage of creation of you becoming occupational in terms of physician or whatever way is coming out of. He created a human being who became a physician. So God created you. He is a genius man that gave you the brain for you to become a physician or anything that you become. So if God created you, and in 58 and 59, he is saying to you and I that we must observe these laws. If we don't observe these laws that he has put in this book, he's going to bring diseases and terrible things upon us. In so many ways, the word suggests that he's giving you free will. You can decide not to do what he tells you, or you can decide to do what he tells you. You understand? But there's a condition there. Why? Even though you got your free will, he has also set a law for you to do the right thing, or else something will happen to you. Because if he truly has given you your free will, it won't be necessary for him to say that he put laws upon you in the sense that if you don't do the laws, something bad will come into you. It should be that, okay, you have your free will. This is the rules I have given there. If you don't do it, fine. You live your life freely, no problem. I'm not going to bring any disease on you. I'm not going to curse you. I'm not going to have any problem with you. And if you do it, too, fine. This is the good things you might come out of you. If you do it, it's good. Or you just do it because it's the rule I want you to do. It can be simply put that way, but whereby it has become necessary for him to say that, do obey these commandments. If you don't, then I'm going to bring this disease upon you. In so many ways, he has forced you to do it. You haven't got a choice not to do. You have got the only choice you got is to do. You're getting me? The statement is clear. It says, if you do not carefully observe all the words of this law written in this book, that you may fear the Lord your God, fear your God, name the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and prolonged plagues, and serious plagues, sicknesses. He will bring these things, so if you don't observe. So if you don't observe, these things will come upon you anyway. So what choice do you have? You haven't got any choice. That's what the text is saying here. I don't think if you have a different approach to it. You may have read so many texts, but that is what it means. It's English. Now, why would God say that? If he truly loves you and he truly created you, he made you to become what you are. My senses, my thoughts, whatever I am, he has power and over me, or he has created me, but he says he has power. He hasn't got power over me. I'm supposed to believe that. I don't. But let's say I believe that he has power over me, or he hasn't got power over me. The text here tells you that his power that he exercises upon you is putting you through the words of fear, not necessarily, but the words of force. He's asking you to do something. There is no options where you might feel the sense of free will. So it is, you might think that he give you free will, but you don't really have a free will. Maybe you had a free will in a sense that God really isn't your real God, but he adapted you. And there are tests that we will go to that will point to you that God adapted you. It shows in the Jews' written words of songs. That's Moses' songs. If you read the books of Moses, that's from Moses, Deuteronomy 32. He declares it here that somehow the Jews were adapted. It's not necessarily that he sort of, he established them. He doesn't go to reveal the part of Genesis that he created them in so many ways, but the creation is the second part of creation that I talk of. He made them to become Jews. He formed them to become a Jew people. He brought to them the Judaism. But as to their physical existence, their physical being, it's not about them. It's not about that part to reveal that he created that. But he created them when he found them. They were already human beings, and he found them and he created them. So is it another God speaking here? It says here in Deuteronomy 32, in the songs of Moses, he said, they have corrupted themselves. Are they not his children, because of their blemish and perverse and crooked generation? A crooked and perverse generation. Do you, as a result, deal with the Lord, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you, paid something for you? Is he not your father who bought you? He bought you, paying for something, so, giving something in order to get something. That is what it means. But buying something doesn't mean that thing belongs to you. But when you buy it, it becomes yours. It is not biologically linked. So he says in verse 6 of 32, he says, do as a result deal with the Lord, oh you foolish unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you? Just like any father adopts somebody, you pay money, you get a child. It's your child. That's the word used here. Whether it's read ironically, whichever way, that's what is used here. That's the meaning, the similar meaning. And then he goes on, he says, has he not made you and established you? Has he not made you and established you who you are? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you, your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High divided the inheritance to the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the